can't be vague or it can't be out of proportion. It has to be modest and relevant to what we are doing. So for anyone who wants to do the social enterprise, you have to clearly identify what is your social mission. And these are some of the 5 elements that has helped us to put our feet on the ground in terms of building our social enterprise. And today we can say that we are able to produce quality products. And if you are interested in doing any sort of Christmas events that you have, and you want to do your t-shirts, you can call us and get in touch with us to do and get all the products that relates to apparel, prints on t-shirts, tote bags, conference bags, or anything that you do related to Christmas. And my name is Charles. I work as the development officer for the school. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Right, David had pressure. I have even more pressure, and just before lunch at that, right? Anybody remember Legal Light, that great racehorse? I think that's how I'm going to have to use the clicker, to run through my presentation. If you could just cue it for me, please. All right, my name is Mike Barnett, and I'm from the New Horizon Christian Outreach Ministries, a ministry that was set up by a very forward-thinking businessman who left an indelible mark in Jamaica. There are other ministries, including Spring Village Foundation, that was birthed out of his interfacing with persons. Just waiting on the PowerPoint. If you could just bring up the New Horizon PowerPoint for me, please. And can I? Right. He actually ran also, as was before Alpha, a boys' home. And coming out of his understanding of how boys or young people on a whole were, sent out of the home on their 18th birthday, he decided to create a new vision or a new horizon for those young persons, to train them at a level to help them become, as it were, empowered for the world on a whole, to survive. And that's really the genesis of New Horizon Christian Outreach Ministries. We have a property out in St. Catherine, an old chicken farm previously, that was converted into a training facility for young at-risk youth. And predominantly we served male youth from the ages of 16 upward, and we don't really have a cap on that. We have been training young persons up to the level of level 2, hard training in engineering skills. And let me just see if I can cue. Not sure. Right, I'm trying to. Right, so we've been training these young persons, and no doubt the journey of training them must begin with a single step. Right? One would imagine that training youth who have been traumatized, many of them, is not a very undaunting task. It is indeed a very difficult task. And the whole topic of at-risk youth and the roots of why they are the way they are is not an easy one. There's a whole host of slew of reasons why these youth are at risk. And if you don't, I would agree with Defcan, who spoke before, that there is no such thing as a bad boy, right? There's no such thing as a bad gal. Everybody has worth, everybody has inherent beauty, and everybody is really a creator. It's really just learning how to stream people into understanding their creative skills, right? And if not streamed, right, they will not flow in that understanding of themselves as creators, but actually see themselves as destroyers. The question is, how do we help to channel them? We, as said, we trained in engineering skills. We do plumbing, welding, fabrication, and electrical maintenance. Up until recently, that was the initial farmhouse that we bought, and we're now the proud owners of a over $30-odd million training building, thanks to the CDB. To make this work, you have to have very clear rules. And I was discussing with one of my peers here this morning that strong management on the ground is definitely needed, because, you know, I was very enamored with the lively discussions earlier. No matter how many agencies come in, if you don't have a buy-in on the ground, you just will not have anything pretty much happening, right? So we have taught these young men a number of survival skills, whether it be farming on our campus. You know, we teach them basic skills, how to grow livestock, how to rear livestock, how to deal with growing things that can actually sustain them in terms of food, etc. And one of the core things that we have tried to do is to use entrepreneurship as a undergirding principle. All right, I'm just going to try and do that thing I spoke about and just click through real fast or faster. All right, so we're doing the training, and we started actually in what was an old chicken house. As I said, thanks be to God, we now have a very modern training building. And thanks to, again, Digicel Foundation, who partnered with us, we have been able to implement some very high-tech equipment in this training facility. And we actually are the proud owners of one in the island, a robotic piece of equipment with which we can create parts. And with this machine, we've been able to do quite a bit of work replicating the goodness that they have given us. We've been able to create novel machines that are used by other social enterprises all across the island. All right? These are some of the some pictures showing youth who have gone back out into the field to actually give back of their own training to help other social enterprises in terms of business. We've had young men succeed in sports. You know, these are guys who are graduating out of the program. I think I will not pay attention to what's running in the back and just talk for the rest of the time. 3 points that I'd like to just share before my time runs up that have helped us to become the success that we are is to love people genuinely, number one. Because if you don't love people genuinely, then you will hear all the concerns that you start off hearing about, where people hear or sense a them and us response, right? And if people don't feel that you are coming to them as part of the solution with them in the trenches, they're not going to have that buy-in. Number two, I would say, recognize that there are going to be issues and tissues, but be willing to be proactive and deal with them no matter how ugly, no matter how down and dirty they may be. Deal with them with those persons for the results that you need. And three, I think one of the most powerful things that has caused us the success that we've had is to involve people at all times in the decision-making process, right? I really wish I could speed this up, or I don't know if the tech team could help me just speed it up to the end where the pictures start, because I really would have wanted to close out on that. Just to list a few of the things that we have built or have done in closing, just to give you an idea, because I'm supposed to be telling you how to influence youth and make them into net positive, input persons into the society. I'll just close with these few points. We have, in 2014, started a social enterprise ourselves, which now puts 14 products into the local market, and within 16 months, we actually were selected as the 2016 Bold Leader and won the Bold Leader Award through National Baking Products. That for the Shavot brand. So some of you may see the product Shavot out there. It's a whole tea line, nutraceutical products made from Jamaican plants. And also, for the ladies, some of you would have seen the Shavot brand castor oil hair products. I know some friends from CMI, chief researcher down there, Mr. Shim. We would have developed lighting with himself, CMI, and JPS to create novel lighting solutions for street lighting made in Jamaica by Jamaican students. We would have, with the PIOJ, we would have built the first semi-automatic bamboo splitting machine down in Peckham. We would have built, for the Bureau of Standards, the first double-bladed saw ever built in Jamaica. We would have helped to stimulate the growth of castor bean on over 1,000 acres in Jamaica. We would have developed, with Digicel Foundation, over the design of over 70 machines, diverse machines, never built before in Jamaica by Jamaican youth. We would have started a project using recycled glass to put back into hotel floors and countertops right across the island. And just this Thursday, I'm proud to say, we would have been working with our young men, just even late into the night last night, on a patentable high-speed onion plant transplanter that is never been seen in the world before. And it's going to be, what do you say? It will be shown to the world on Thursday down in the country. This machine can plant 40 acres of onions per day, right? Never before seen, never before done, and not even some of the bigger countries near to us have ever seen this kind of speed. I leave the judgment and the final call to you. You decide for yourself. If you help young persons see themselves as that creative force and not a destructive force, the moot is open. I leave it to you. Do you believe that I believe that we can change that mindset of the youth? The moot is out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we are so sorry that we have to be asking you to do lightning bolts. I think we have 5 minutes and we can accommodate 2 questions to any of our panelists. Anyone has any questions? I know we're hungry, but if you have 2 questions, we can take those. No? If not, certainly feel free to interact. But I know that I've been inspired just listening to our presenters, and I believe that they have clearly demonstrated how the social enterprise model works. So let us just give them a round of applause. And please feel free to interact with them during the course of the day to answer any questions that might emerge after you have had lunch. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has indeed been a fruitful and robust morning, has it not? Say yeah, it has been. We have shared, we have fought, but all to build in the end. You may have observed that launch is currently underway. So at this time, we have 2 lunch areas set up. We are here in the main conference room for the persons attending the seminar, but we have also set up a special area in the Port Antonio suite for persons who are working, because their movement is a little bit different and their needs are a little bit different. So we have sorted out an area just for you. So if you're a worker or if you are engaged in that way for your company, we have set up an area especially for you, and for the participants we have set up here. At this time, we will have, during the lunch break, some entertainment from the Providence Heights Band. A round of applause for them as well. We have been quite impressed by these young people today. Some of them look like they're less than 10. How old is that little one right there? 12? Oh, yes. Some young people who are representing themselves and their organization well. So as we settle for lunch, I'd just like to say enjoy your lunch. And I would, as a sneak peek, like to encourage you not to yam and scram. You know, we come in and we have the something whole day and we eat a little lunch and we are edge out, because we will have prizes and surprises after lunch. We have indeed saved the best wine for last. So I encourage you at the end of lunch to stick around, because there is so much more to come. I give you the Providence Heights Band. Thank you so much.